Awakening to cause and effect. To understand cause and effect is to apply this principle in every dimension of life. For many years, I have aspired to write a book titled Risk Management Through the Eyes of Cause and Effect, and another called The Art of Contemplation in Business. Cause and effect is not merely a matter of spiritual teaching. It is the law that governs all phenomena in the universe. To see cause and effect clearly, and to cease planting new causes, is to awaken to its truth. At that point, we no longer cling to pleasant results, nor fear unpleasant ones. When we recognize the gravity of unwholesome actions and the suffering they bring, both now and in the future, we resolve not to plant further unwholesome seeds. At the very least, we learn to plant only wholesome causes. Yet cause and effect is never isolated. Conditions, pratyaya, always play a role. For example, to make a pot of sweet red bean soup, the main ingredients are beans, water, and sugar. But without the supporting conditions of fire, a pot, and utensils, the soup will not appear. Later, adding coconut milk or ice can change the flavor. Likewise, even a wholesome cause can be influenced by unwholesome conditions, producing an unexpected result. Conversely, an unwholesome cause may be softened by wholesome conditions, yielding a different outcome. This is the power of repentance and transformation. Thus, awakening to cause and effect is not a simplistic cause produces identical result. Rather, it is the insight that cause and effect can be transformed. Often, results do not appear as we wish because of clumsiness in how we plant seeds. Someone may perform charity, but with the hidden wish for fame, recognition, or superiority. Such subtle pride diminishes the true merit of the act. Similarly, one may go to hear a Dharma talk, expecting spiritual benefit, but then fuss about where to sit, engage in idle talk, or use the moment to display knowledge. What should have been wholesome becomes tainted. We often ask, why do good people not always meet good fortune? The answer lies in these very unskillful ways. Our wholesome deeds are still entangled in expectation, pride, or incompleteness. Technology offers another example. A mobile phone is a wholesome tool by nature. It shortens distances, saves time, and even saves lives. Yet when misused to slander others or spread harm, it becomes a weapon. The same is true with the internet. Those who create harmful content are culpable, but so too are those who consume it, for they sustain the cycle. A small negligence, if left unchecked, grows into great wrongdoing. Thus, the painful fruits we endure today are none other than the accumulated results of unskillful actions in this life or in countless past lives. To awaken to cause and effect is to end such negligence. When clumsiness is stilled, we no longer live in fear of the future. Awakening means not only understanding the principle, but also cutting off causes at their very root, so that no conditions can ripen them into fruit. The Buddha taught in the discourse on the 7 qualities of a true friend that the first 2 qualities are precisely this: to understand causes and to understand results. The first quality is to know causes. We learn that nothing arises by chance, but all has a cause. We recognize which causes lead to happiness and which lead to suffering. We use wisdom to end unwholesome causes as soon as they arise, and to remain unattached even to wholesome causes. Happiness, too, has a face to be understood, not clung to. Just as a forest fire begins with a tiny spark, so too suffering begins with a small cause. Mindfulness allows us to extinguish the spark before it grows. The second quality is to know results. Every action leaves a trace. Nothing is ever lost. To see present results clearly is to understand the causes behind them, and to let this insight guide us away from creating further harm. By accepting painful fruits with patience, we stop the cycle of retaliation. Patience is like adding sweetness to bitterness until the bitterness no longer overwhelms. Likewise, patience with pleasant fruits prevents us from arrogance and intoxication with success. Whether sweet or bitter, every result is to be met with equanimity. Happiness and suffering both have their roots. To plant seeds of happiness is to reap happiness. To water seeds of suffering is to reap suffering. Yet the deepest liberation lies not in clinging to either, but in ending both wholesome and unwholesome seeds altogether. This is true awakening to cause and effect. The Buddha asked us to be patient with results because the contract of cause and effect never expires. From beginningless time, we have entered into this covenant. Sow a seed, reap its fruit. Just as in business, contracts bind both parties, so too in life the law of karma holds us accountable without fail. To awaken is to end the cycle by ceasing to plant new seeds. Mindfulness is the key, seeing negligence and stopping it before it ripens. Sometimes silence is the wisest response, silence of body, speech, and mind. In this silence, seeds of ignorance cannot grow. At times, pain rises like a tidal wave, splitting the earth across our very being. And suddenly, plants sprout, creatures are born, and from the womb of the earth, bodhisattvas emerge, manifesting in countless forms of life. The sun ascends with the dawn, peace arises from the heart, like cranes returning to the fields, like a tiger returning to the deep forest, like blood rushing back to the heart, like beings returning to nirvana. Beholding the morning light, I awaken, knowing at that very moment the Buddha is newly born. Thank you for joining me in this reflection. If this teaching has touched your heart, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. By doing so, you help the Dharma reach more people, planting seeds of wisdom and compassion across the world. May we continue this journey together, walking the path of understanding and peace. Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. Namo Peace Maitreya Buddha.